Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to session 3 of our 4-part session, introducing our SADD programming to you. I have with me Chris Dzurick today. He is our SADD coordinator for Missouri Students Against Destructive Decisions, is SADD. And today we're going to talk about SADD Shines. Thanks for being here, Chris.
Well, thanks for having me.
So give us a little bit of information about SADD Shines.
Sure. So SADD Shines is another of our peer-to-peer programs that is built into our SADD programming and available for our SADD chapters. And SADD Shines really focuses on students' personal health and safety and well-being. And then there's a focus on tobacco built into that program. So SADD Shines covers a pretty wide area when it comes to our SADD programming. We'll talk about some of that a little bit later on about how it's also quite the celebration for our SADD chapters every February. So SADD Shines, again, is really focused on tobacco prevention. So 8% of people aged 18 to 24 report everyday or someday use of cigarettes, and at least 100 cigarettes smoked in their lifetime per the CDC. So it's still a pretty high number. I know it doesn't maybe get as much press and prevalence as it used to, but it is still a problem. 8% is still an enormous number when we talk about students that are using tobacco. 90% of all adults who started smoking by the age 18, and then 2000, or the other one, I butchered that one, apologies. 90% of our adults who are smoking started before the age of 18. And then when we talk about youth who are smoking, we're adding 2,000 youth a day per the FDA who are engaging in the use of tobacco and smoking. That's still, again, very, very large number. And you can see when we talk about the long-term impacts that some of these behaviors in youth have, we're talking about 90% of all adults in this country started smoking before the age of 18. So we have to do what we can, and SADD Shines is here to help to try to prevent students from engaging in that behavior ever in their lifetime, but certainly before the age of 18, because we can see the direct impact there with the data.
Is that 2,000 youth, is that include vaping products as well?
It's focused on tobacco as a general statement. So that may or may not include e-cigarettes, depending on how that was collected there. But that's just
Gotcha.
Engagement in any use of tobacco as collected from the FDA there.
Perfect.
So SADD Shines is focused on connecting all of our students and our parents and our community and having the conversation about the risks related to tobacco, but also in general, the importance of students' well-being, both emotionally and physically, when it comes to their health. And this program, as a wrap-up, also brings together everything that your SADD chapter has done into what is called SADD Shines Week. And we'll talk about that here a little bit later on, but it's a celebration of everything that you've accomplished to that point in the school year. And it's really an opportunity for you to showcase to the media and showcase to the community every impact that SADD has made. As with all of our SADD programming, we tend to have 2 real standout activities that are built into each of our toolkits, and then there's additional supporting activities that you can engage with. When it comes to SADD Shines, the first one is taking down tobacco. And this is a program that you may already be familiar with in your school. It might be something you've already been utilizing. But taking down tobacco is an online program, and it's a comprehensive program that's designed to educate students on the risks of tobacco use. This was created by the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, and it is, again, all online that you can utilize. So it's a great program if you're talking about maybe the impacts COVID has had, maybe not being able to bring everyone together the same way in your school. You can do it entirely online, but there's also in-person programming and in-person opportunities for taking down tobacco if you want to engage with those. What's really unique about the way that they've built this program is that they have 2 different versions of this training. They have an introductory training for students who need to be exposed to really just the basics, but then they have advanced lessons to really talk about things more in depth, the impact that tobacco can have on youth more in depth, And because this is a peer-to-peer program, as all SADD programs are, we're really encouraging then those students who go through the advanced trainings to then kind of serve as train the trainer kind of individuals and be leading that charge in the school and planning those activities and getting more and more students at least through that introductory course. And this is all designed, the entire purpose of this campaign is to try to create a generation that is completely tobacco free. And 8% still a low number, but it's not zero. So we've still got work to do. And that's what SADD Shines is trying to shed the light on. The other side of this activity is the unspoken. And this is a visual activity that's supposed to talk about tobacco marketing. And as you all know very well, the e-cigarette marketing had been detrimental to our youth, the way that they were able to use fun and colorful names and cool devices to hook students on e-cigarettes. So it really focuses on tobacco marketing. And this is encouraging your school to have messages written down all across the sidewalk in high traffic areas, from your school's parking lot into the main entrance. Maybe at a sporting event, it's the sidewalks leading to the bleachers or to the snack stands. It's really talking about what impact tobacco marketing has and how we can counter that with positive messaging about why you should not engage in that and how your health and your life will overall be better when you don't engage in tobacco use. This program also then has you setting up a table at the beginning or end of this chain of messages that's written to really have an additional conversation and provide additional facts to those individuals who are reading those. So this could be great for a sporting event because you can have maybe community members set up there from a local health center or hospital, maybe individuals from law enforcement to help deliver and share those messages. And what's great about bringing this to light through a visual campaign is it's not limited to what happens in the school building. We can engage the entire community in this. So it doesn't even have to happen on a school campus. You could set this up in a downtown where you can maybe capture parents, even younger children who might be out and about for the weekend, and you can have that conversation and you can share those resources and share what SADD is doing in your community. As with all of our programs, there's an advocacy leg built in here. So there are two big advocacy programs for SADD Shines. The first is the Thunderclap, and this is a big, massive online flash mob. Again, great activity for COVID. This is actually set up completely by SADD Nation. So this doesn't involve really any work on a school's part or on a SADD chapter's part outside of getting the word out. And what a Thunderclap does is it has all of your social media connected to it, and it can post one consistent message about limiting tobacco use in youth and stopping tobacco use in youth. It can post it to all of your social media, but then it can do that times everyone who signs up for it. So you can have your whole school have one consistent message that goes out branded as SADD Shines, saying we stand against tobacco use. And that is such an amazing impact that can have when you consider how many students are in your school, in your Missouri, times everybody in SADD Nation. The impact that can have is tremendous. So we're really excited to have Thunderclap, and that'll come out in the spring. And it's a great way for you to get everybody involved in your school, but parents can sign it, businesses can sign it, and you can see just how far that SADD message can go. The other big advocacy campaign is SADD Shines Week. And this is a big celebration of everything that your SADD chapter has accomplished. It's always held in the first week of February, but you're welcome to make SADD Shines Week whenever fits best in your school. So the big national campaign will be the first week of February. This is where you're going to celebrate everything your SADD chapter has done. You can bring events to your SADD chapter during this process, like hosting a Taking Down Tobacco training for students in your school or in your community. You can create other social media activities that can engage everybody, maybe scavenger hunts in your school or in your community, challenges to wear a certain outfit on a certain day to celebrate what SADD's doing in your school. And there are full resources to running an entire week of activities with countless activities, more than you could ever fit in a week, all available in the SADD Shines Toolkit. So once you are a SADD chapter, or if you already are, the resources tab of our SADD portal has all of the guides to making SADD Shines possible in your school. So I want to thank you all, as always, for making a difference in your communities. My contact information is there if there's anything that we can do for you. And we hope to see you on Friday for a live Q&A on SADD Shines and all the other programs that we're sharing during this week of SADD programming.
Before we hop off, I heard you say 3 times now that so much of what the SADD programming is peer-to-peer. From a youth development perspective, why is the peer-to-peer so important?
So when we talk about peer-to-peer, and any parent who is watching this, anyone who has kids or has ever worked with kids can attest to this here. Students are going to respond better to their peers than they are going to respond to messaging coming from the top down. And so we know that the impact that a youth can have on another youth is huge. The way that they're able to speak with each other, the emotional and social bonds that they've built with each other are far more impactful than what we're able to deliver from a top-down approach. So building these programs as peer-to-peer is designed where our youth are the ones really leading the charge, and they're out there speaking with their peers. They're having the conversation with their peers, and that's going to do so much better than if somebody were to bring in brochures and say, there are brochures about not using tobacco in the school central office you can pick up on your way out today, versus having a big campaign that is out on the sidewalk that was speaking about, that youth are engaging with. It's going to have a much greater impact. So we know peer-to-peer is the way that we need to be delivering this content. And that's why SADD built all of these programs in a peer-to-peer format.
I love it. It's positive peer pressure.
Exactly. That's what we're aiming for.
Awesome. Okay. So thanks for joining us. And I will see you for our 4th session. And we will wrap up the SADD programming. So thanks for joining me.
Thank you as always.